Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I'll talk about mental health because my mind matters and I talk about it. So I just did a series where I talk about all of my different jobs that I've had, how I lost them, why I lost them, and how it all affects me today. Well, this video is talking about how it all affects me today. Because in those videos, I know watching them, listening to me talk about them, that you're not going to get the truest idea of what it was like, what went down, and how it affected me. You're not going to understand at all. No one ever is, especially with how I portrayed it, because I know I'm not good at that part. In this video, I want to just try to explain to the best of my abilities how it all really affected me. First of all, let's go ahead and list all the trauma that I have endured. I know that watching these videos, you're all going to be like, oh, well, that's not bad. Like, I experienced that at my job too. Like, it's just a load of shit. All I ask is that you don't invalidate me, and please, well, I mean, if obviously you're watching this video, but just stay tuned and watch this video and try to understand, because it really has gotten to the point where I am scared for my future. And also, I know a lot of people would say, well, you're going to get that in every job you have. And I mean, yeah, you literally will. But the thing is, you shouldn't. This should not be how you're treated at every job by every manager. I just wanted to share my story because maybe it would shed some light on the situation. I can't do it anymore. I can't keep working an everyday job anymore. But anyways, let's go ahead and list some of the traumas that I have endured working these jobs. So number one was I have been belittled, and I was being bullied, I was being mistreated, and then I was being misunderstood. I had my words twisted around and misinterpreted. A lot of the time it felt like I didn't have a place. Like, I felt very outcasted. I felt like a waste of space. Another thing I do is I ask a lot of dumb questions, but there's a reason for that. Because in my experience, there could be this one thing where it's done a certain way in that place, or maybe a certain person does it a certain way, and then they'll see me do it my way, and then they'll tell me that it's wrong. And so if I'm asking you a dumb question, it's just because I want to know exactly, like, how do you do it here? Like, how is your way of doing it? Because there are apparently other ways of doing it. So something that I deal with every day now working at jobs is anxiety attacks. Like I've said previously, I feel very intimidated by management because of how I've been treated previously, and I'm always scared that if I do one little thing wrong, they're going to snap at me and it's going to completely change the environment for me. Even if that manager is the sweetest and kindest and most awesome manager in the world, I will be very anxious around them. And that's something that I've actually experienced very recently. Just the other day, from the day that I'm filming this, I was at work. I work at a jewelry kiosk. We make custom jewelry. And so I'm working on this piece, these two pieces at the same time, and, you know, simple procedure usually, but I, for some reason, was having so many difficulties. First of all, it takes forever for the iPad to show the email that I sent with the pictures in it. And when they finally came up, it had trouble printing. Like, it would not print or connect right away. And then the power went out because there was a huge storm, but it went out for only a second and nothing really shut down. Everything booted back up. So that didn't really cause a lot of trouble. But I did have to reprint this picture again because I had to resize it. And once again, we had trouble connecting to the printer. Like, for some reason, every time I would cut it out, it would not fit the little dog tag perfectly. So I had to resize it and cut it out again until it was perfect. Then I would take the super glue and I super glued it on there, and then it would be off center, so I would try to move it back, but the glue had already tried, and so I couldn't move it and I had to peel it off. I had to recut it, and then I was putting the sealant on and I was like, okay, this is it. It's done. It's finally over with. Meanwhile, by the way, the customers, they kept coming back to check on me. And so I finally got the sealant on it and I put it under the lamp, pulled it out, and the pictures have risen up. So at this point, I am having an anxiety attack. I'm violently shaking. I'm about to cry. I'm nauseous. Genuinely felt like I was about to faint, and I have not had an anxiety attack that bad before. And so I'm texting my boss and I'm trying to get her to come over and just do this for me because I could not do it at that moment. This is like the kind of attack that I would normally just walk out for. Like, I would just be like, this is it. I'm done. I can't do it. I have to walk out right now. I have to leave right now. But what made my attack worse in that moment was knowing that I couldn't. I had to get these pieces done, and I had to keep this job. And so I feel like that's what brought on the fainting feeling, because I felt so trapped and so restricted. And the whole time I'm just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. But I'm stuck. And so I feel like as a reflex, my body was going to just pass out and faint. So I'm kind of like not there, but still there. Just kind of like cut everything out. That's how I felt. Like, I did not want to be there. I could not be there. I mentally could not be there in that moment. I had to leave, but I couldn't. So I'm texting my boss and I'm trying to just take these pictures off so I can redo them. And my hands have never shook so bad in my life. Like, they were violently shaking. My entire body was trembling. I could not stand up straight. I was out of breath. All of my energy was being drained, and I was trying so hard not to cry. I was just trying to focus on these pieces and get them done and over with. My boss finally called me, and bless her. Over texts, you can't really interpret the emotions of the person you're talking to. Already in this particular job, like, I've already had an instant where I messed up real bad and I was texting her and she was very livid at me, and I had an anxiety attack that night. That was my second night working while I was still training, and I almost walked out there and then I was like, I'm not coming back. I can't do this. But I came back. I'm having an anxiety attack because I feel like I let her down. I feel like she's mad at me. I feel like she's judging me, believing that I'm stupid and dumb and everything like that. But then she calls me and she just has this calm voice, this calm, understanding voice. She was being really understanding and really patient with me, trying to walk me through, and she was just talking to me, and it helped me. It calmed me down. This was the first instant in any of the jobs that I've had where I had a huge anxiety attack. And then instead of walking out, I calmed down. I stayed, and I had someone to help calm me down, and then felt better about myself afterwards. I felt better about myself because I had someone there letting me know that it was okay.
not only was she my boss, but she was my friend. She's just an awesome person. I'm so thankful to work for her.
So afterwards, I finished the pieces and they came out fine. It could have been better, but they came out just fine. At that point, I was just like, this is it. I'm done. And so, the customers, oh my gosh, they were so sweet. That procedure should have only lasted like an hour to 2 hours, even less than that. Apparently it had been 4 hours. Oh my gosh. So I finally finished the pieces, and the customers, they were so patient. They were so patient and understanding. I kept telling them, I'm new, I'm unexperienced, I'm doing my best. But I finally gave them the pieces, and it made them so happy, and seeing that made me so happy, and it made me feel so much better. Like, I felt like shit, but their response to my hard work and what came out of it made me feel so much better. You know, I was telling them, like, I feel like shit. I'm sorry that it took so long. I had so many difficulties, but she just said, you put your heart into this, and that is all that matters. And they left with the biggest smiles, and that just made me feel so much better. Geez, after this, I need this beer. It's not alcoholic. It's not alcoholic. I enjoy pretending I'm drinking. Another way that my trauma affects me in my jobs today is dreading the next day or not being passionate. Like, whenever I do get a new job, immediately my mental health goes downhill. Like, I feel like I'm trapped and I'm stuck in this place. I feel like that I'm always going to be reliant on a job like this, and I really don't want to be. I just want to be stable doing what I'm already trying to do, you know, being a photography, YouTube. Like, these are things that I am passionate about, things that I love doing, and things that I want to take up my time. And this is what I want to do, to be my career, to help me be stabilized financially. And the thing is, I'm doing it. I'm doing these things. The problem is that I haven't made it yet. I'm not making any income at all, and I am not financially stable. And therefore, I am relying on these part-time jobs. And then having my time consumed by a job like this, I feel unmotivated when I'm at home to do the things that I want to do. I feel like I don't have the time, and I just feel like I just need to sit down. I need to have a day to myself. I have a lot of self-care and me days whenever I have a job. And my depression is just so low. And that's actually the whole reason why I'm only working 2 days now. And already, like, just working the 2 days is already too much for me. My boss wants to offer me more days, and I'm just like, I need the money, but I cannot. I literally cannot work any more than 2 days a week right now. It's already too much for me. If I do work any more than 2 days, my mental health is going to spiral. And it's already spiraling just for what I got going on right now. But if you put more hours into it, nope. 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 And so, working all these jobs, all these years, and having all of these experiences, I have evolved. I have learned, like, how to stand up for myself. I'm just at that point where whatever job I get, I do not care about the company. I do not care about your business. I am just here to work. I'm just here for your money, basically. I'm here for myself. I'm here on my own terms. And so I do not care about your business. I'm only caring about myself. And so that's the kind of attitude that I'm having towards any job that I get in this day. Once again, like, I may have said everything that I needed to, but I know that no one is still ever going to truly understand what it's like for me. I just want to let you guys know, like, this is something that I struggle with every day. I am genuinely scared for my future because of, like I was saying before, like, I don't want to rely on jobs that consume my time, jobs that deplete my mental health. I do not want to settle for a life like that. And I'm genuinely scared because I don't know how or if I'm ever going to be financially stable. But one reason why keeping money is so hard for me, because like every paycheck I get, I blow. Even when I was getting $500 every paycheck, I would blow it before the next paycheck came. And that was even harder because I'm only getting $160 every week. But this is why it's so hard. Because growing up, my parents have always struggled financially. We never had the funds to go out and do something fun, to go out and experience anything. I've never been to Disney World. I mean, that's okay. Like, I don't care about Disney World today. I want to go to Harry Potter World. So that's another reason I need to be financially stable, because that's bloody expensive. And I need to save up for that and a wedding, so I need help. You know, if I wanted something, it was always no. And even to this day, like, if I have something that I genuinely need for, like, supplies or clothing, or I don't know what, if I need something that I can't afford at the moment and I ask my mom to help me, she always guilt trips me and says, okay, I guess we just won't eat this week. And so that's kind of why whenever I started making my own money, I had this freedom mindset. I was like, I can go ahead and start buying all these things for myself now. Like, no one can tell me no, no one can stop me. And so anything that I know that no one else is going to be able to afford, or I know that no one else is going to give me it, I go ahead and get it for myself. Like, that's why I don't really ask for anything for Christmas or for my birthday anymore, because I know that no one is going to get me what I really want. And I go ahead and get myself everything. Everything that I want and everything that I need, I buy myself, because no one else is going to get it for me. Yeah. Really bad impulsive buying as well. I just use the excuse saying it's self-care. I know that no one's going to understand my traumas, and you're probably all still thinking that, you know, I'm not the only one that goes through this, and I'm not saying that I am. I'm asking you to not invalidate me and my own experiences and my own trauma, because they are my experiences, and you are never gonna know, like, how it affects me, truly affects me. The reason why I'm making these videos is, one, to help me express myself, because it is something that I struggle with every day, and I do hear a lot of shit from other people about my own problems. And so I just want to help a little bit to get people to understand my problems. And also, I'm sharing my stories to spread awareness. Because, like, yeah, I'm not the only one with these problems. This is literally something that is everywhere. And something needs to change. Something needs to change in how businesses are run and how management treat their employees. Because if you are that kind of person, I don't want to work for you. And probably no one does. Like, no one is going to be happy in your store if they're being mistreated or being controlled, being overly controlled. Strive to make your workspace an environment where everyone feels comfortable in, where everyone is checked in on their mental health, on what's going on at home, to make sure that they are mentally able to work for you today. If they are sick, let them go home. Do not be like, you can have one day off and then you have to work tomorrow. No, like, when they're sick, they're gonna be sick for a few days, and you do not want a sick person in your store, so stop that. Be patient, be understanding, be compassionate. Make sure everyone is happy and comfortable. Make sure that you present yourself as approachable to your employees so that they can let you know if something's going on with them. So that if they have to go home, they can tell you that they have to go home. You need employees, and your employees need the job. They need their job to help themselves, to sustain themselves until they figure out their next step. So don't push them to run away, because then you're going to be left without any employees. So who's going to run your store? Because surely you can't do it by yourself. And if you run all your employees out, then I hope that rings a bell in your mind that something is wrong and that something has to change, and maybe it's your attitude. Moral of the story, I cannot work an everyday job. It depletes my mental health. And there are just so many triggers as well. There's a lot of triggers. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and watch all of my other videos, and please also support me by clicking the link down below and check out my photography page, and follow me on my Facebook page, follow me on TikTok, and I also have my Etsy shop. If you really want to help me out financially, please check out my Etsy shop. And also, I have a Patreon, so if you really want to support me, become a patron on Patreon, because that would help out a lot with being able to afford supplies for my Etsy and for my photography. And also remember that spending your money is not the only way to support local artists and small businesses. The best way to support people like me is to interact with our artwork, to interact with our creations, to give a encouraging comment, or to give us a thumbs up, or even especially to share our work. So please, please, if you can't afford to yeah, basically, if you can't yourself afford to buy my work, to have a photo session, to buy a print, or to buy anything on Etsy, then share. Share my work so that I can get exposure, and therefore I can get more people drawn into me who might actually be able and willing to afford my work. That will help me a lot, because then I'm not only relying on my immediate friends, but then I have a more bigger community of people that can support me. That would just be amazing. There's more than one way to help a creator. That's not just spending your own money, but you can share and help them gain a bigger community of supporters. And that is how you make it. So please help me make it. Help me make it so that I don't have to rely on part-time jobs anymore. People give me shit all the time saying, just get a real job. And so I just wanted to make these videos to kind of express myself on why that's such a hard thing for me to do. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Stay real and have a super sparkly day.